KUSC, a Southern California classical radio station, recently interviewed John Williams. Quote, "We know J.J. Abrams is preparing one now that I will hopefully do next year for him. I look forward to it. It will round out a series of 9. That will be quite enough for me." Close quote. That's definitely not confirmation, but that quote is the closest quote that I can find in 4+ decades of Williams composing for Star Wars, where John Williams even hints at leaving the franchise. So it certainly calls for pause. John Williams is 86 years old, and he's been a film composer for 60 years. He has scored every Star Wars episodic film, and like he said, rounding it out at 9 with Episode 9, stopping after this 3-trilogy saga finishes, it makes complete sense. After all, Disney seems to want to treat the Star Wars franchise like the Marvel franchise. A bunch of movies from all sorts of points of view, different stories to tell, yada yada yada, and those numerous Marvel movies have a litter of different composers at the helm. You wouldn't expect one person to be able to score all of them. Exhausting. Not to mention being a part of a single franchise for 42 years, as will be the case when Episode 9 comes out, must be pretty tiring. It's kind of beautiful in a way, right? John Williams finishing off the saga with Episode 9, ending an era. That's really what it would be. The end of an era. Maybe Rian Johnson's new trilogy will have a single composer for all 3 films, and maybe D.B. Weiss and David Benioff's series of films will have one composer as well. And people will then argue about the different film score eras like they do about the original trilogy, prequel trilogy, and sequel trilogy. It has to be exhausting. I can't even imagine. In the past, John Williams has said he doesn't watch the final products, which is interesting. Quote, "I have not looked at the Star Wars films, and that's absolutely true. When I'm finished with the film, I've been living with it, we've been dubbing it, recording to it, and so on. You walk out of the studio and, it's finished. Now, I don't have an impulse to go to the theater and look at it. Maybe some people find that weird, or listen to recordings of my music very, very rarely." Close quote. You know, it's a job for him, and he obviously loves the work. But the finished product, once he's done, he's spent enough time with it. That's probably the case for a lot of actors, too. I can't imagine being one of the Star Wars actors, or even one of the Marvel superhero actors, and being asked questions about your character or the overall lore, as if you know? It's a job for them, an acting gig. And then some doofus asked Harrison Ford how he was able to navigate the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs, as if Harrison Ford is really Han Solo, and has even thought about that line for a single second since 1977. And you just kind of have to put your face in your hands and go, why do people ask Harrison Ford these things? Oh, whatever. I just went on a tangent there. But yeah, I don't think John Williams potentially leaving the franchise is a bad thing. As he said, it'll round off his involvement in the saga. He's got a bunch of other projects to work on. HelloGreedo, out.